Hey Helga, first of all, I'm gonna say sorry that I look like a hobo. I can't really do anything with my hair right now. I need to get it cut really, really badly. Um, so this is just gonna be me looking like a hobo the entire video. But anyway, so your video inspired me. Basically, like, I didn't have any interest in reading The Cursed Child. I didn't. I had heard a bunch of spoilers, and I was like, okay, this is gonna suck, and I didn't want to read it. Well, then I watched your video, and the Ravenclaw side of me came out and said, okay, no, if you're gonna judge this as harshly as you are, and I am harshly judging it, you're gonna read it first. Well, here's the thing. I couldn't finish it. It was so bad that I could not finish it. I tried. I'm halfway through Act 3. I can't do it. I just can't. It's poorly written, and I'm not talking it's poorly written because it's a script. No, it's just fucking poorly written. It's just bad. Like, there's no redeeming to it. I like reading scripts. I mean, Shakespeare's fucking scripts. But it's well written and it's good. The characters have life and dimensions. They're not like this. They're not... Nobody is in character. Like, of the characters we know, no one is in character. No one. And there's the main character is Albus Severus, who is the worst character I've possibly ever read in my life. I mean, I know there's like the shitty angsty teenager trope and shit, but this takes it to a whole new level. It's awful. And like the one shred of light it has going for it is Scorpius Malfoy. And I don't know, even that's pushing it. So, let's talk about how it's badly written first of all. I'm gonna give you a thing. It's a stage direction, like, you know, like, just kind of a little side note that's not actual dialogue, like, this is how people are reacting, this is what happens, whatever. And I don't know, there's well-written stage direction, and then there's this, which is talking to Ron Weasley making a joke. And he's like doing some kind of magic trick or something. And it says, his hand is empty. It's a lame trick. Everyone enjoys its lameness. Quality writing. I've read better in bad fanfiction. Okay, what's another fun thing? Okay, this one. Well, first of all, I'm gonna back up a second. We're gonna talk about where Harry says, sometimes I wish you weren't my son. He's just given Albus a gift that is very personal to him. It is the blanket that Lily and, well, the blanket that he was delivered to the Dursleys in. It means a lot to him because he's like, this is one of the last things that my mother gave me, even though that really doesn't make sense, I don't think, because did she have him wrapped in a blanket when all that went down? Really don't feel like she did. Doesn't matter, though. The point is, Harry's like, this is personal, I want you to have it. And Albus is like, oh great, a moldy blanket. First of all, even if you're a shitty, angsty teenager, your parent gives you something like that, something you know means a lot, and you might want to roll your eyes and be like, oh, whatever, it fucking sucks, but you at least act like you care. He doesn't. And it's just, no teenager ever would act like that. Especially when they know what it means. When Harry's sitting there saying, this is the last thing I have for my mother, you're not gonna act like that. But then it unfolds like this. Albus, what did you think would happen? We'd hug and I'd tell you that I always loved you? Harry, finally losing his temper. You know what? I'm done with being made responsible for your unhappiness. At least you've got a dad, because I didn't, okay? First of all, this sounds like two teenagers arguing, not a teenager and someone who's 40-something. But whatever. Continuing. Albus, and you think that was unlucky? I don't. Harry, you wish me dead? Really? Albus, no, I just wish you weren't my dad. Harry, seeing red. Well, there are times I wish you weren't my son. Lily and James Potter didn't die for this bullshit. Honestly, I don't know why J.K. Rowling stuck her name on this. Because it's just bad. Like, I don't know why she did. I don't know why she stuck her name to it. Because, for the most part, I mean, it was co-written by people, and you can tell. You can tell. I don't know why she read this and thought it was a good idea. Anyway, moving on from that. Because I just don't have a reaction to it. I don't. You took a character that I loved and you could put him completely out of character. You made his son a little shit and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Whatever. So, we're gonna move forward now. And we're gonna move forward to the point where Albus and Scorpius are trying to sneak off the train to get the time turner. Which, we're gonna talk about that for a second, because how the fuck is there a time turner? They were all destroyed, and magically Theodore Knott has one? Magically, he has a time turner. How? Just how? I don't understand. Like, and it's never explained, at least not to the part I got to. And it's never explained how Amos Diggory, who's no longer with the Ministry, who's in like a retirement home for witches and wizards, it's never explained how he finds out about the time turner and goes begging for Harry to use it to save Cedric, who, I'm sorry, after like 30-something years, would you still be upset about your son dying? Yes, but you would have come to terms with it. You would have come to peace with it, and you would know that fucking around in time is not the answer. But whatever. I guess. So Albus Severus overhears it and he decides that, oh yeah, a lot of people did die for my dad, so we're gonna go and we're gonna save Cedric, because that's gonna make things better. So they go and they get the time turner and yada yada yada. Well, to go and get the time turner, they have to escape the Hogwarts Express. So they've climbed out a window. And they have climbed up onto the top of the train. And the trolley witch, you know, a nice lady who walks around and sells people treats, she shows up on the top of the train with the trolley and then says this: "These hands have made over 6 million pumpkin pasties. I've gotten quite good at them, but what people haven't noticed about my pumpkin pasties is how they can transform into something else." She picks up a pumpkin pasty. She throws it like a grenade. It explodes. The scene continues. And now you won't believe what I can do with my chocolate frogs. Are we serious right now? Is this actually happening? Keep in mind, this is before the time turner, when you start throwing in alternate dimensions and stuff. This is just supposed to be straight, normal Harry Potter world. Nothing out of the ordinary. You know, where suddenly snack treats are weapons. Never have I let anyone off this train before they reach their destination. Some have tried. Sirius Black and his cronies, Fred and George Weasley, all have failed. Who are Sirius Black's cronies? The Marauders? Because I'm pretty sure she should have just said the Marauders. Or, you know, James Potter and his friends. Or Remus Lupin and his friends. Or whatever. The Marauders were not Sirius Black's cronies. And I'm really fucking offended that they would be referred to that way. But hey. And why were Fred and George Weasley trying to get off the Hogwarts Express? Raises more questions than it answers, and it's really stupid. So anyway, moving forward. So they've gotten the time turner, they've gone back in time, they've fucked everything up. Well, suddenly, instead of being in Slytherin, Albus is in Gryffindor. And Harry wants to keep him and Scorpius away from each other because one of the centaurs told him that he saw it in the stars, there was this dark cloud surrounding his son and blah blah blah, and obviously that can only be a Malfoy. And so he wants them kept apart. And he tells McGonagall this. And it says, Harry, Albus didn't like me before, but he might not like me again, but he will be safe. And with the greatest respect, Minerva, you don't have children you don't understand. Okay. On one hand, I understand his point. McGonagall never had kids. But Harry James Potter would never talk to Minerva McGonagall like that. He idolized that woman. This is a woman that he used an unforgivable curse to protect. An unforgivable curse. Something that he could have been thrown in Azkaban for. Something that he couldn't even use on Bellatrix Lestrange after she killed his godfather. But he uses for this woman, to protect this woman, and he's going to talk to her like that. Sorry, readjusting camera. But he's going to talk to her like that. Really? Because I don't think so. I don't think that's how it's going to work. I don't think Harry Potter would ever talk to Minerva McGonagall that way. I don't. But there it is. And, obviously she's hurt by it. Because, see, it says, Professor McGonagall deeply hurt. And then she says something, but I don't give a shit. Because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how Harry Potter is an out-of-character asshole. Moving forward. Still in an alternate dimension. But, nonetheless, they've turned Hermione Granger into Severus Snape. Same bullshit storyline of, oh, well, the person I love fell in love with somebody else and she didn't get with Ron and wah, so now I'm taking it out on children. Because it says, she's Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher now. And it says, Hermione, no you can't, just keep quiet, Potter, otherwise you'll lose what limited popularity you already have. Now, who can tell me what a Patronus is? No? No one? You really are a most disappointing bunch. I don't give a shit if you're in an alternate dimension. Hermione Granger would never. Never, ever. Now we're going to talk about my least favorite part. Now we're going to talk about the part that pisses me off the most. The fucking Delphi whatever. Delphi. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how you actually pronounce her name. Anyone who has spent more than 5 minutes with me knows that the Lestranges are my favorite. I love the Brothers Lestrange. I mean, on Tumblr, my URL is like one of their names. The Lestrange family is my favorite. I love the Brothers Lestrange. I love Bellatrix Lestrange. I love the Lestrange family. Why would you do this to them? First of all, I don't think Voldemort would be having sex with Bellatrix. Especially not, like, right before the big finale to the Second War. because that would put his first lieutenant out of commission, basically, especially if she got knocked up. Second of all, the whole scene that happened at Malfoy Manor, the whole thing with them finding Luna and just all of that. That happened, what? Couple months, few weeks before the Battle of Hogwarts? At that point, Bellatrix would have been pretty heavily pregnant, which would have A, made torturing Hermione really fucking difficult. B, they would have known that she was pregnant, and I don't think that's something that the trio would just gloss over. Especially if she shows up at the Battle of Hogwarts not pregnant anymore. So, you would have them knowing that there is, at the very least, a Lestrange child in existence. Whether the child is Rodolphus's or Voldemort's, maybe they don't know that. But they fucking know, okay? I'm not buying this nobody knew she existed, she was a secret bullshit. Because no. Alright? I understand that everybody's always like, and I got chewed out on Twitter, or not on Twitter, Tumblr for this a while back. I understand that, you know, it's been well documented that J.K. Rowling isn't any good at math and blah 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 blah. She knows how pregnancy works. She has kids. Where is this coming from? Why would you do this? It's stupid. It's the worst storyline ever. Honestly, you could have done so much and you went back to Voldemort. Why? Honestly, my entire feeling from the whole thing is J.K. Rowling, I hope fucking up your series was worth the paycheck. And maybe that's harsh, but when I can't even finish it, and usually whenever anything new Harry Potter comes out, I can finish it in hours, maybe a day at the most. I read the stuff she puts out from Pottermore, I read a lot of it, and it took me no time at all to blast through the series. I've reread them, and it's taken me a few hours to finish one of the books. This is a world I love, and she's put her name on something that has destroyed it. So I hope it was worth the paycheck, because I don't think anybody is going to consider this canon. I know I'm not. I mean, maybe that's bad of me to say, and, you know, it's her series, she can do whatever she wants with it, but I don't know. I'm choosing to ignore something so blatantly horrible. And that's my feelings on it. So, my recommendation is don't waste your time. Don't even try to read it, because it's just, it takes a series and throws it down the toilet. If they wanted to publish bad fanfiction, they should have published My Immortal. At least it's entertaining. This is not. I would have rather read My Immortal again. I would have rather read any bad fanfiction. I would have rather read something that made Snape a hero. And my god, Helga, you know how much that pains me to say. The point is, it's just awful. And I don't know. I'm done ranting about it. I can't anymore. Am I gonna finish it? Probably not. But I tried, and that's all I can do. Anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble about The Cursed Child. Share your feelings about it in comments or whatever. I would love to hear it. I mean, you can tell me why I'm wrong. You can tell me why I should finish it. Whatever. Just let me know. I don't know. That's it. So, Helga's video will be up this weekend, probably on Saturday. Maybe Sunday if she uploads late. I mean, I know that I've not been great about keeping the schedule, but so her video should be up this weekend. If you want to check more of our ranting and rambling out, hit subscribe. I'm bad at outros. But I'll post links to our social media below so you can keep up with us if you want to. And I guess that's all for now, so see you next week.